Bismillah wa salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah. Writing a feature of formal letter writing, okay? When we say a formal letters, which means that are sent to people the writer does not know personally. So if you don't know somebody personally, okay, or has to be مثلا, for example, your manager or his manager, okay? In work example, so examples of formal letters are like job application, when you contact somebody you don't know personally, requesting information to get information from someone that you don't know, and making a compliment when you call or contact with the company about suggestion that you have to do. So you have to send the formal letters. So the formal letters, عادة, it has a layout, okay, which means layout, the outfit look. Okay, so for example, this is a model writing about the Dr. Paul Davis, like Canadian Museum of Civilization, Quebec, and dear Dr. Davis. This is the starting, how to start. Then بنبلش مثلا, I'm writing to thank you for standing. First thing that you have to do, to mention the purpose of the letter. Okay, then you will discuss your problem, and at the end you have to mention some thankful expressions, عبارات شكر, to read this his letter. Okay, then you have to mention your name, المخلص لك مثلا, yours sincerely, Robert Gathika. Okay, this is the ending. And you have to put some kind of signature if you want to, or if you would like to. Then we have here at the right hand, you have to mention the address of this letter. Okay, like 1093 Mountain Avenue, Thika, Kenya, and the 8th January, and the date also you have to mention the date that has to be sent. Okay, this is at the first page, okay, when you have to mention this. And also we said that the address of the person you are writing, the recipient, we call him المستقبل, the recipient. لمين هذا الريسيبنت؟ لازم تكون هاي هي هون مكان الريسيبنت. Leave a line under the date and go across the left hand side the recipient address. لازم تترك سطر لحتى نفرق ما بين, and this is the starting of this one. Now we have to show the content. For example, the first paragraph, زي ما احنا شفنا, is a short and clearly state the purpose of the letter, okay? And the reader needs to know what is sort of letter it is. So first thing that you have to do is to tell him about what is the purpose of your handwriting. For example, are you writing to complain? Are you asking for a refund, express interest, apologies, or apologize for something? You can also express you're thankful for doing something for him, for example. طيب, after the beginning of the first paragraph لازم نكتب في body of the letter, okay, as 2 paragraphs in the middle, explain the detail. لازم نشرح بالتفصيل why you have written this, and giving a relevant information the recipient needs, تعطيه معلومات كافية عن مشكلتك اللي انت بتشرح عنها. Okay, so the final paragraph at the end, you should make it clear what action you require. Do you want to reply, more information, what do you ask for, what do you wait for, and do you want the recipient to do something. آخر شيء تطلب منه request بتجيب له إياها في الآخر at the ending. Okay, so now this is the paragraph that we have to do about the assignment. ركز معي الآن. أنا عم بحكينا عن also Bill Reid was the sculptor who created the spirit of هادية قاوي. This is the spirit of the هادية قاوي. هذا التمثال اللي هو بيمثل عن spirit, عن الروح تبعت هذا الحيوان. Okay, as a class, you are going to write a formal letter, to the Bill Reid Foundation, asking for about information about the artist and his work. لو أنت غيرت الشخصية, بدنا نسأل عن مثلا عن his information, his artist, his work, and thankful for to get information. نعتبر حالك عم تعمل مقابلة مع شخص عم تبعث له رسالة بدك تعرف كثير عن حياته. You can change the character as you like. Okay. بتبلش في العنوان، بتبلش في الفقرة الأولى، بعدين the main body ببلش لي في details his life and his work. هذول النقاط بيفيدوك جدا. تمام. And the final paragraph you have to decide how you would like to get the information. Do you want this letter? Do you want a book site recommended? مثلا if you remember the recipient to their name. بحكي لك at the end. Okay, look carefully at page 104 for the layout of your letter. مثلا تقدر انت الكتاب عامل لك فورم لحتى يساعدك في اللاي اوت and don't just write a list of questions. ما ضلك تسأل أسئلة. اشرح عن مشكلتك. Begin and end the letter correctly. بلش فيها صح واختمها صح.
Unit 10, page 106. Conversation practice. Activities 2 and 3.
I think our work on the environment is really good.
Me too. What do you think the most important environmental problems are?
I don't know. There are so many, aren't there?
In big cities, air pollution's a big problem. There are just too many cars and too many traffic jams. Think of all those fumes going into the air.
Dirty factories make things worse too.
And water pollution is a problem. Just think what happens when there's an oil spill at sea. It's a disaster.
Yes, that's terrible. But there's another problem, and it's really serious because it's happening all the time.
What's that?
The destruction of the rainforests. We have to stop it.
You're absolutely right. It's a huge problem. Cutting down the trees in the rainforests is helping to increase global warming.
And it destroys the habitats of lots of animals too.
There are so many endangered species. It's frightening. Pandas, tigers, their numbers are decreasing.
And polar bears and some whales, they're in danger too. If we're not careful, they'll become extinct.
We need to look after these animals. It's their world too, not just ours.
It's difficult to see how we can help protect the environment, isn't it?
Well, there are some things that all of us can do. Recycling is important. We can recycle lots of things. Newspaper and cardboard, for example.
And glass and cans.
Yes, and we can use fewer plastic bags too. It all helps.
I know, but I wish we could do more.
And these answers of number 2 and 3, as we said.
Unit 10, page 106. Listening comprehension. Activities 1 and 2.
Hi, this is Usha speaking. There are two environmental problems which I am especially interested in. The first is water pollution. In some parts of Asia and Africa, the water in the rivers is not clean, but people have to use this water for everything. Washing clothes, bathing, cooking, drinking. This causes many diseases. We have to improve the quality of the river water and make sure people have clean water to drink. My other concern is wildlife and, in particular, tigers. These magnificent creatures have been hunted almost to extinction in India. Today we have some areas where they are protected, but I wish more could be done to help them.
Hi, Sergey here. One of the big problems in Russia, especially in the big cities like Moscow, is air pollution. We have far too many cars in our streets, and there are traffic jams all day long. Sometimes breathing the air makes you feel ill because of all the fumes. I think we should restrict the number of cars which are allowed into the center of our cities. And also, we should make public transport like buses and underground trains cheaper. That way, people might start to leave their cars at home.
Hello everyone, Tipi here. I agree with Sergey. We have to find a way to stop people using their cars so much. People in Bangkok, our capital city, have the same problems as the people in Moscow. The quality of the air we breathe is terrible sometimes.
Hi, this is Ali speaking. As you know, Jordan is in the Middle East and our climate is very hot. We have very little rain, especially during the summer months. Because of this, one of the biggest problems in my country is providing enough water for everybody's needs. We have to be very careful about the way we use water. We must use it wisely and never waste it.
My main concern is global warming. Temperatures are rising, and it's because of the way we live our lives. Flying in planes, driving cars, clearing forests. We've got to do something about it, because it is having a terrible effect on our world. Carrie has told us about the barrier reef in Australia, and how rising sea temperatures can destroy the coral of the reef. Well, the same thing is happening in my country too. In the north of Canada, the sea ice is melting. This means that the habitat of the polar bears is disappearing. They need to live on the sea ice because this is where they hunt for food. Without the sea ice, they can't survive. I'm really worried about this problem. It would be a tragedy if the polar bear disappeared.
Okay, now we have to know the... So Elsa talks about water pollution or wildlife like tigers, and Sergi, he talks about air pollution, Tepi also the air pollution, Ali, he talks about the water conservation, the water conservation, and also we have the global warming, polar bear, endangered species. Okay, and these are the main titles of those persons. You can find it on the website. See you next time. يعطيكم الف عافية. I'm so sorry I have to leave.